It's Monday, September 20th, 2021. You know, it's days like this that I'm so happy I own things like this. If you have some gold put away, some silver put away, you have to feel a little bit safer than the average American. This article today on CNBC, Bitcoin drops as much as 10% as risky assets tumble globally. Right now, as I make this video, Bitcoin is down $5,900. About 25 minutes ago, it was down $7,200. Currently, it is down 12%. And I want to talk a little bit more about the cryptos. I want to talk about what's happening in China. And I want to talk about these markets. You know, the markets were ignoring Evergrande the past few days. Nobody was talking about it. I didn't see it on the television. There wasn't a lot of articles on it. Well, today, the market's got a wake-up call. Dow Jones at one point was down nearly 1,000 points. It closed down 614 points. But isn't that shocking? At about 12:30, 12:35, Dow Jones was down 972 points. And then for some reason, some miracle happened and it closes down 614 points. So basically, it came back 350 points based on what? Was it the plunge protection team? Was it more magic tricks, more shenanigans? What drove the market to come back 350 points in the next 15, 20 minutes? Very, very questionable, isn't it? But again, more magic tricks in these markets. Very shocking. But the cryptos weren't so lucky. As I make this video, Bitcoin down about 5,900 points. Ethereum down 14% at the moment. XRP down 16.3%. And Litecoin down 23.2% as I make this video this evening. And I asked this question: are the cryptocurrencies really a safe haven asset? It seems that when the markets get very rattled, when they get rocked, the cryptos collapse. When we go back to last March 2020, when the markets lost 20%, the cryptos got absolutely annihilated. And today, markets, hammered a little bit, wasn't the worst we've ever seen. But where were the cryptos? Cryptos absolutely plunging today. And so if you're putting all your money into these type of assets and believing that they're safe haven assets, that this is what's going to protect your wealth, I think you better ask yourself, is this really a safe haven asset? Are these really tools of asset protection, wealth protection? Even the US dollar was more of a safe haven asset than cryptos today. The US dollar index sitting at 93.22, up 0.03% today. Gold was up around $14 at the end of the day. Right now it's up around $1. Silver was down slightly. Right now it's up 5 or 6 cents. All I can say as I make this video, be very careful how you are protecting your wealth. And be careful of the following events. I noted a few things today as I was watching all this. Yes, a lot is happening in China, but we have very serious problems right here with our own economy. Taxes are going up, ladies and gentlemen. Be ready for tax raises. Taxes rising. Inflation is going to continue to run hot here in the United States. And I know people are going to laugh, but get ready. I think in 2022, we're going to see interest rates go up here in America as they are going to be forced to fight and deal with the soaring inflation. We're going to see regulation of cryptocurrencies. So taxes, inflation, interest rates, regulation of cryptos, and Evergrande over in China collapsing. These are all very, very big problems. Yes, the Chinese government could bail them out, stop the contagion, but there are 4 more huge Chinese developers in very, very big trouble in China. Look, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not a mind reader. I'm not a prophet. But all this is adding up to be trouble at some point. American banks. What kind of trouble are we going to see there? Are American banks as safe as we're being told? Today was just a reminder and a warning of things to come, in my opinion. It's a warning how fast things can happen. And it's a warning of things to come. And many are going to continue to ignore the warning, believing that the Fed's going to step in, the Chinese government's going to fix all of this. And they very well may step in and stop the bleeding. But what prevents the next huge developer to implode, the next huge bank to implode, the next big insurance company to implode? Maybe the Chinese government will step in and the world avoids a financial disaster, but for how long? Like I said, more developers, we're going to find out, are in very, very big trouble. Look, a Deutsche Bank, we don't know if it's hundreds of billions or it's trillions of derivatives that they're exposed to. But what if we see issues and trouble in the derivative market? Deutsche Bank down 8% today. Anything, we did a video last week. Anything could come out of left field. We could see a bank go down. We could see major inflation, a housing bubble burst. There's so many things. And here's a question. What if it's more than one? What if we begin to see this housing bubble burst? They can't stop and will not stop the contagion that started in China. And we have a bank somewhere in Europe or even here in America blow up. What happens then? What happens when it's more than one problem? So we saw global markets shaken today. Crypto's rocked. I mean, this is an exciting time to be alive, but it's a very concerning time. And I hope everybody is doing what they can to protect themselves. I don't give financial advice, as you know, but I feel so much safer owning stuff like this, having some gold, having some silver put away, having real tangible assets that I can get to in a time of need. Now look, tomorrow, everything could be fixed, everything could be back to normal, but use today as a reminder to reinforce with yourself how quickly something can happen, something that is out of our control. A European bank, a Chinese bank, a Chinese developer, a US bank, a housing market bubble bursting right here, inflation, anything can set this off. And it can be multiple events setting off and imploding these financial markets. So be very, very ready. CNBC today, the global economy could feel the effects of China's Evergrande crisis. No doubt, we're feeling it right now. Now, the Dow futures are up around 160 points right now. The Nikkei is down about 500 or 600. So we'll see what happens with the Asian markets tonight. But we're certainly not out of the woods here. It'll be very interesting to see what happens tomorrow. If the Chinese government does not step in quickly and stop the bleeding, not only will the Chinese economy be damaged, but this will hurt the world economy. Evergrande shook global markets. Who's next? The global banking system, remember, ladies and gentlemen, we are connected. The entire globe is connected with the global banking system. So if a bank goes up in China or Europe, we are going to feel it right here. We have no idea how close we are to something very, very big happening. And I'm not saying that it's Evergrande. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow. But today is another warning that the entire globe is connected, that we are going to feel the repercussions of what happens in China or Europe and vice versa. And we all have to be ready and preparing and being our own central banks, having assets and money put away, having a reserve put away, having food and water put away, having security situated. This is a big deal. And again, not saying that this is the beginning of the end, but this could be the start of something very, very serious. The Hedge today, and another Shanghai-based property developer crashes 87% in minutes before it's halted. How many banks are exposed to these developers in China? Is it just Chinese banks? Is it US banks? Is it European banks? Who is exposed to these Chinese development companies? It's just not Evergrande. Overnight, one of its smaller peers, Shanghai-based Sinic Holdings Group, which focuses on the development of residential and commercial properties in China, was halted trading after its shares cratered in a freak 87% plunge this afternoon. But people say that could never happen, JB. That could never happen. Things like that don't happen. Don't give us the fear and the doom and gloom. Ladies and gentlemen, anything can happen. And when you read an article like that and see how quickly, 87% decline in minutes. Wow. And another thing I want to mention, these people who gave all their money to this Evergrande development company, the biggest developer in the entire world. And everybody believes it's safe because too big to fail. It's the biggest developer in the entire world. It's safe. These people paid money for housing, one of these high-rise apartments. Now they're just ghost cities. They've stopped construction of these major developments, and people paid money for these properties, for these homes, and now have absolutely nothing. They want their money back. They're down at the offices demanding their money back. I hope they get it back. I hope that this gets worked out. But if it doesn't, could you imagine all of your money tied up in a property and they just stopped construction and now they're on the verge of collapse? It's a very scary situation. Can it happen here in America? Absolutely. Another article on the Hedge today. Asia's largest insurer hammered as investors sell first, don't bother to ask questions. Ping, which is Asia's largest insurance company, claims not to have any ties to Evergrande, but does have $9 billion in exposure to Chinese real estate stocks. How much US money is invested in these companies, in these real estate companies, in these development companies, in these insurance companies? I mean, is this a ticking time bomb, ladies and gentlemen? Please comment down below. Is this going to set something off? Are we going to see huge economic consequences here in America and across the globe? Or is this just going to blow over? Is China just going to bail it out and that's going to be the end of it? Let me know what you think. And as I close this video tonight, one more thing I want to bring up. And this was an article I was reading on CNBC earlier today, and it was talking about $2 trillion in zombie debt. The Fed's easy monetary policies have fueled borrowing and contributed massively to zombie companies. Investors are buying stocks in companies with cheap money, and these companies are not even making a profit. So when does an Evergrande type incident or implosion happen right here in America as we're investing trillions of dollars in zombie companies, companies that don't even make a profit, companies that shouldn't even exist, and people are investing investment money going into these zombie companies? At some point, we're going to see an Evergrande happen right here in America. And I think we're going to see a lot of Evergrandes happening in America. And I think we're going to see a lot of Evergrandes happening across the globe. And as all this is connected, as our financial systems, our banks are connected globally, we're going to see multiple type Evergrandes implode and blow up across the globe. And ladies and gentlemen, as I leave you this evening, I really hope and pray that you are purchasing hard, tangible assets that are not sitting in a bank that you can get to. Put this in a safe location or locations. But most everything was in the red today. Almost everything, not all, but mostly everything was in the red today. And the one thing that wasn't was gold. And we're going to find out, I believe, the real safe haven asset is going to be the one that's 5,000 years old, the one that people have always turned to in the toughest of times, when there's volatility, uncertainty, and when there is a lot of people out there and investors scared. When there's a lot of fear out there, people and investors are going to turn to gold. So have yourself some gold, have yourself some silver and protect yourself. And that's not financial advice. That's what I'm doing. That's what my friends are doing. But protect yourself, because look, what happens if a grid goes down? What if there's a cyber attack now at the worst possible time? What are you going to do? What are you going to do for money? How do you pay the bills? How do you take advantage of an opportunity if you can't access money to pay for that opportunity or buy that opportunity? And so many people are going to get wiped out here, ladies and gentlemen. Not saying it's going to happen today or tomorrow, but use today as a warning. It's another canary in the coal mine telling you something's not right, something very ominous is coming. And I think it's much closer than people think. I want to thank all of you for watching this video this evening. Please give it a thumbs up, share this video, and make sure that you subscribe to this channel. So much is going to be happening. Get ready. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a very, very bumpy ride. And we are going to see very, very crazy, chaotic times coming in 2022. But we're not there. We're not in 2022 yet. And look what's already happening. What we're going to see this fall and this winter are going to be historic. So buckle up. Talk to all of you very, very soon.